Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by undisputed super lightweight champion. I don't care. We're saying it. Jack Catterall. I should be saying that anyway. How are you, Jack?
Yeah, very well, thank you. All good. Enjoyed the show tonight. Come down here to support the lads. It's all been good.
Yeah, it's all been good. Obviously, this is your new home here at Probellum. What was your thought process behind signing with them?
You know what? It was the next best step. I wasn't under any promotional contract, so it is what it is. I'm here now with Probellum. Looking forward to fighting in the summer.
What plans do you have for the summer? Is it going to be close to a world title shot? Is it going to be a world title shot?
I want to get as close as I can to a world title. I should have the world titles, but it's about the correct fights now, putting me in position to go on and challenge from later this year.
Obviously, the WBO in the last few days rejected your appeal to obviously still be number one. What do you make of that?
It's a load of bullshit, really, but it's not my business. I can control my variables. Being in the gym, preparing for fights, it is what it is. I have to deal with it. It's about rebuilding now and going and pushing on and proving that I belong at that level.
Yeah, of course. This is the first time speaking to you on Seconds Out since the fight with Josh Taylor. Obviously, you've had time to dissect the fight, watch it back. You still think you won. Everyone still thinks you won. But like, how was that first week or two after the fight?
It was difficult. We spent a couple of days at home. We was upset. We cried. We mourned. But we've drawn a line underneath it now. It's the past. We can't go back to February the 26th. It's about moving forward. We know what happened that night, but again, what can we do? We've just got to move on.
How long did it kind of take for you to realise what you wanted to do next and be with Probellum? Because you must have got many offers, being as that people think you won the fight.
It wasn't even about moving forward with a company. It was about the passion for boxing. Boxing is what I love doing. I wasn't disheartened. I was upset by the judges, but boxing is what I love doing. I've done it since I was 10 years old. So there's been many bumps coming up to that point and disappointments, but that's all part of the journey. So I was back in the gym a week later and looking forward to get back in the ring this year.
Yeah. Now, I'm guessing there's no names sealed on for the summer yet, but who are the people that you're thinking of fighting at the moment? Unless you do have a name.
No, there's a lot of good fights. The 140 division stacked. You've seen Prograis, Ramirez, Zapida, a rematch with Josh. There's a lot of big fights to be made. So, you know what? I'm a fighting man. I just want to get in and fight everybody.
Yeah. And do you see yourself beating all of those you've just mentioned?
Of course, I'm the 140-pound champion. But yeah, no, I'm confident. Don't get me wrong, it's a great division stacked with some brilliant fighters, but I'm confident now. I've shown that I belong at that world level, and the hunger's still there to go on and prove everybody wrong.
If you do fight Josh Taylor again, is the likelihood that it will be at 147 instead?
There is options there. I'm not ruling out moving up to 147 myself and fighting him there, but we'll see.
Looking forward then, do you think you can get to a world title this year if it's obviously not the first fight back? Do you think maybe in 2022?
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if by the back end of this year I wasn't challenging for a world title. Hopefully I'll fight this summer and that will put me in a position then coming to the back end of the year and get them world title fights.
One more question, just obviously big fight tomorrow, Fury Whyte. Predictions, who's going to win?
It's going to be a good one. I'm going to go for Fury, but I'm not ruling out heavyweights. Anything can happen. Whyte's dangerous. But I think Fury's had the activity and he's had the current run of fights. He's on form, so I'm going for a Fury win. This
is the last question. Obviously, going into this, Dillian Whyte's the underdog. You were in the same situation, but you had that self-belief going into the Taylor fight. What do you think he needs to do to maintain that calmness and composure, even though like people think, most people will say Tyson Fury wins?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, then nobody will. Dillian will know that. He's had many big fights on big stages. You've got to be a number one believer, and Dillian will know that.
Appreciate your time, Jack.
Thank you very much.
Nice one, bro.